Hello friends, this is the third lecture in a series that we intend as a tribute to Mahatma Gandhi ji on the anniversary of his birth on August 2nd. So in the last lecture we discussed about his life until he reached India in 1933 after completing his part of the second roundtable conference. Between 1933 to 1948, the most crucial part of the history of the Indian national movement and also Gandhiji, he played three important roles. First of all, he had taken the cause of social reform of the Hindu community in India. In his fight against untouchability by starting a new movement, social movement called Harijan Temple Entry Movement. So he traveled all across India for the next 2 years and demanding from the local temples to allow Dalits on an equal footing with the upper caste. So he had taken up the struggle to gain the right to temple entry of the Dalits. He believed that if Dalits were allowed to enter into the most holy sanctuary of the Hindus called the temples, then most of the insistence on the impurity of the Dalits would go away. So along with fighting for the right of the Dalits to enter the temples, Gandhiji also gave it another meaning to Dalits, the Dalits struggle against untouchability, that Gandhiji also started the Harijan Sevak Sangh, that the upper caste had to serve the Dalits in providing them with education, employment, and clean environments, and also the opportunities to improve their living conditions. So Gandhiji also started Harijan Sevak Sangh in order to give a purpose to the struggle against untouchability. And in the same time period, between 1933 to 1948, Gandhiji also contributed greatly towards the Indian national movement by trying to reconcile the differences between the growing rift in the Congress, between the Congress left, who were radicals. So the left wing of the Congress, who were radicals, and the right wing of the Congress, in the Congress party, there was a growing rift between the Congress left and Congress right. The Congress right were conservative. What is the meaning of left, radical, and conservative differences? The Congress left wanted socialism as an ideology to fight against the British and also to reconstruct Indian economy, Indian political system, and also the social conditions after independence. So they believed in class war. They believed in revolutionary overthrow of the state. They also believed in class consciousness. They believed the total necessity of the state to reframe and reorganize Indian society and economy. So these were the beliefs, ideological beliefs of the Congress left, who were radicals. And the right-wing conservatives, who were old guard of the Congress, the established figures of the Congress movement when Gandhiji started his political movements in India. They were Patel, Rajendra Prasad, Pattabhi Sitaramaya, Rajgopalachari, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. They all belonged to the Congress right. They wanted the Congress not to commit to any kind of radical changes that happen in the Indian society, and no talk of these radical ideas until we achieve independence, because that would force many of the elite sections of Indian society into the arms of the British. That would further strengthen the British rule in India. That would further divide Indian national movement and Indian society at large. These were the views of the Congress right, who were the old guard, who were the veterans of the Indian national movement, and the Congress left, who were radical, who were young, who were Western educated, and who studied Marx, communism, and other revolutionary movements like the Bolshevik movement. They were in a hurry. They were intolerant to reframe the Indian society. They wanted to reorganize on completely Western notions of socialism. So Gandhiji played the role of mother by reconciling the differences between, he was not only the father of the nation but also the mother of the nation in such a way that he reconciled. He wanted the Congress party to unite. Otherwise, the Congress party itself was divided, then there would be no leading national organization to give leadership to the mass political movement against the British. So Gandhiji played this role in a very good manner. And the third role that Gandhiji played was as a fighter. That when the Second World War started in 1939 to 1945, when the Second World War started in 1939, major Indian national leaders believed that British did not have any right to claim support from India in their struggle for freedom abroad, when the same British were denying the same freedom to Indians at large. So, until and unless the British government would promise freedom and independence to India after the end of the Second World War, Indians should not and would not support the British effort in the Second World War. That's the major nationalist demand of the Congress. And there were other Indian national leaders also who had taken a different view. Gandhiji supported British efforts in the Second World War, but only he was ready to offer moral support. He was not ready to advise any Indians to join the British military forces in their fight against the Nazis and the fascists. So Gandhi was ready to only offer moral support to the British, but the other Indian national leaders, the Congress Working Committee and the Old Guard, they were ready to offer even the material support, money, men, material, they were ready to provide to the British war effort if they were ready to promise India independence and a dominion status during the time of the war. That British did not agree. So Congress was in a conflicting course with the British after the Second World War, and the British made an effort in 1942 in order to take the support of the Congress by promising very few things. When they sent Cripps mission, Sir Stafford Cripps, who was a cabinet minister in Britain, was sent to India in 1942 to convince the Congress leaders to support the British, because Japanese were very near to India in Burma to occupy India. Their next step would be to occupy India. But Cripps promised very little. So Gandhiji and the Congress leaders were not convinced to support the British. So because of the failure of the Cripps mission, which came to India in March 1942, Gandhiji and the Congress agreed to, they were convinced that only a mass national movement all over India would convince the legitimacy of the Indian demand, the Congress demand and Gandhiji's demand. So, on August 9th, the midnight of 8th and 9th of August 1942, a special session of the Congress was conducted in Bombay, and a Quit India resolution was passed, and Gandhiji gave a slogan of do or die. So either achieve independence or die. It is better to die in the struggle to achieve independence than to live in a country of British slavery. That's what Gandhiji gave a call to the Indian people. Why Gandhiji had taken up the cause of Quit India movement? Many Indian national leaders then and even now, many historians believe that Gandhiji had taken a misstep. It was a mistake on the part of Gandhiji to start a Quit India movement in the middle of the Second World War, because it was a taken advantage. Gandhiji and the Congress party's long absence from the political field was taken advantage by the communist parties like Hindu Mahasabha, RSS, All India Muslim League. They had taken advantage in order to spread vicious and poisonous communist and separatist ideology. But Gandhiji was very correct, because without freeing India, there was no point in India supporting the British war effort in their fight against fascism. And without taking up the cause of fighting against the British, the leadership of the Congress in the anti-national, anti-colonial movement, against the British would be just a symbolic. It would simply symbolic in its leadership. And Gandhiji and Congress were giving a new meaning to freedom. Freedom does not mean only the absence of the British rule, but freedom actually means empowering the Indian individual to Indian people, Indian masses to fight against oppression without being silent because of firm commitments. So Gandhiji and Congress were giving a different meaning to freedom and independence in their fight against the British in the Quit India movement. So Quit India movement was the largest participated movement, which were mostly participated by the young and students. And Quit India movement was also different from the other national movements that Gandhiji started, like Khilafat non-cooperation movement or civil disobedience movement, in the manner that Gandhiji was immediately arrested. So Gandhiji was unable to give a firm shape to the strategy or program to the Quit India movement. So these were the differences. And most of the struggle against the British rule by the participants of the Quit India movement were spontaneous. They were not pre-planned. And Congress Socialist Party leaders, the left wing of the Congress, played a very important role in the Quit India movement, because all the old guard of the Congress was arrested and they were kept in prison for more than 3 years. So the left wing, the young section of the Congress party played a very important role in the Quit India movement. Mostly Jayaprakash Narayan, Ram Manohar Lohia, Sucheta Kripalani, and Usha Mehta, Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay. These great national leaders of the Indian National Congress belonging to the radical section played a very important role. They were committed to Gandhian ideology, but they also believed that in addition to Gandhi's ideology of Gandhiji's ideology to reframe Indian society, restructure Indian society, they also believed that only socialism could provide better solutions to the Indian problems. So after the end of the Second World War in 1945, then the British understood that they had to radically alter the political situation in India. They had to come to a sort of compromise with the Indians, because the Congress party already had taken a radical stand. They were not ready anymore to compromise with anything less than complete independence. So this forced the other circumstances. This forced Gandhiji, this forced the British rulers to concede to a great deal towards the Indians. So, but at the same time, another problem was also caused in India. So, All India Muslim League and its leader Muhammad Ali Jinnah started direct action from August 16th, 1946. So, Muhammad Ali Jinnah gave a call for direct action for the Muslims to come onto the streets and to demand for a separate country called Pakistan, which Gandhiji opposed tooth and nail from the beginning of the rise of this demand. Because Gandhiji believed that religion alone is not a factor that binds people together. Along with religion, common culture and language and a shared history and a sense of brotherhood and economic interest, they all bind people together. It is very foolish to believe that the people of all religion, the people of a particular religion, wherever they may live, whatever be their economic interest, whatever be their shared history with the other people, just on the basis of religion, they can live together. That's a foolish idea according to Gandhiji, because he proved that, he believed that for 1,000 years, for more than 1,000 years, Hindus and Muslims in India, in every village of our country, live together as brothers, participating in each other's festivals, participating in each other's joys and sorrows, and they share economic interest. They live interdependent lives. So Gandhiji believed that these people who are living intricate personal lives, who are united in their common joys and sorrows cannot be separated for political causes, cannot be separated for ideological causes. So it is against reality, it is against truth that Gandhiji believed, and Gandhiji insisted that if Pakistan has to be formed, it has to form only on his dead body. So when Muhammad Ali Jinnah believed that as long as the Congress party was strong in its demand not to create any Pakistan, there would be no Pakistan. So he provoked the Muslim masses in India to take direct action. So while this direct action was conducted, first of all in Calcutta, first of all, the direct action was started, the total India, when the news of the killings of Calcutta, especially the Muslim community was mostly affected. A large number of Muslims were killed in this direct action. Violence happened. Thousands of Muslims were killed. Thousands of Hindus were killed. This news reached Naukhali, a place of eastern part of Bengal, where the majority Hindus were, where the minority were Hindus and the majority were Muslim. So, provoking the Muslims, minority Muslims were killed in large number, they were forcibly converted. So all these gruesome incidents happened. Then immediately Gandhiji reached Naukhali from October to January, October 1947 to Jan 1946 to 1947. Gandhiji stayed in Naukhali, toured all across the region, and also he placed every one of his followers in Naukhali to preach peace and to bring both the communities together for permanent peace. So after this news reached Bihar, the minority community of Muslims were killed in large number by the majority community of the Hindus. Okay, Hindu communalists, some radical elements among the Hindus killed the Muslims in large number. So immediately Gandhiji reached Bihar to again preach the message of peace, and it was very effective. Then this message was reached to Northwest Frontier Province and Sindh and Northwest Frontier Province and Baluchistan, where Muslim majority provinces, minority Hindus and Sikhs were killed, and this message was reached in the eastern part of Punjab, where minority Muslims were killed by eastern part of Punjab, where Muslims who were in minority were killed in large number, and from both sides minorities were moving to the other side. The Hindu and Sikh minority who were in the northwestern part of India were moving to, they were migrating to the Indian part of Punjab, and the Muslims, the minorities in eastern part of Punjab and Delhi, when they were forced to move and they were killed in large number, they migrated to the northwestern part of India where Muslims were in majority. So everywhere innocents were killed, everywhere the violence was provoked, everywhere the majority were in the grip of communal terror, where everywhere it were the minorities, women, children who disproportionately suffered. Everywhere it led to utter chaos. Everywhere it led to the collapse of governmental authority, law and order. So Gandhiji was the lone sane voice who was speaking against violence practiced by everyone. But when violence was condemned by the others, it was only the violence that was committed by the other community. But Gandhiji was the only great national leader along with the Congress leaders who condemned the violence practiced by any community against any community, because they both believed that India should remain a single nation. They were opposed to partition. So Gandhiji was the sole sane voice who condemned, who saw this threat to the future of both the countries, India and Pakistan, even if both the countries would become independent. So this needless terror, this needless violence, this needless hatred spread between the communities would blacken the future of, it would create dark memories, brutal memories in the minds of the citizens of both the countries, and there would be no peace in the Indian subcontinent. So Gandhiji was less elated because of independence and more depressed because of the communal violence. But there was one particular communalist group in India, Hindu Mahasabha, which was led by Savarkar and his disciple Godse, who believed that Gandhiji was disproportionately harsher on the Hindu community, and he was appeasing the Muslim community who were the victims of communal violence and migrating to Pakistan. Gandhiji believed that India should be a land of all the religious communities, and Gandhiji believed that there should be no place for communalism in India, and Gandhiji believed that India should be a land of all the religious communities, and Gandhiji believed that citizenship should not be associated with any religious community. Because of these beliefs of Gandhiji, the future vision of Gandhiji, which was not liked by Savarkar or Godse, Gandhiji was assassinated when he was attending a prayer meeting on Jan 30th, 1948. On January 30th, 1948 evening, when Gandhiji was going to participate in the prayer meeting, Godse killed Gandhiji, and that was the end of a great life. So when he started his political life in 1893 to protect the rights of Indians who were living in South Africa until his death on 30th Jan 1948, Gandhiji was committed to some ideals, and he lived and he made several experiments, and Gandhiji tried to convince his opponents, and Gandhiji sacrificed his life for furthering these ideals. What were these ideals? About these ideals, ideas, and the philosophy and the political theory of Gandhi and the future vision of Gandhiji for a peaceful world. So what that moved Gandhiji for these 55 years, and what made Gandhiji to sacrifice his life even then, even when he knew that his life would be taken away, that Gandhiji was committed to these ideals. What are these ideals? We will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you very much.